What up? What up? What up? Welcome to the Man Underground podcast. It's your boy Brian James, and I'm here with my guy Philly. Guy, what's good, Philly?
We missed you on Monday night, man. Where was you at?
Was that work?
Well, I'm just saying, we had to get right to it. You got to let the people know why you weren't in the building on Monday because we had a hell of a game.
Oh yeah. It was a good game. Good game. I watched the entire game.
Okay.
Pretty good
Appreciate
game.
the support. Yeah, appreciate the support.
Pretty good game, man. We had a good game between Jelly and Chief Smart, and on the PS5 side of the leagues, pretty impressive, I must say the least. But what did you take away from that game after commentating over it?
Well, I think we worked the audio side out now, so I probably won't be doing anything from the phone anymore. I know it's kind of last minute on that, but I was really kind of hoping for a little bit of an upset. I'm not gonna lie. I know Jelly probably took his foot off the gas, but Smart stayed in. He fought it. He gave us hope. So there was an opportunity he could recover that onside kick, maybe pull off one of the greatest comebacks in Madden Underground history. I thought the people deserved to see it. But for the most part, that was the most exciting part to me, was just the comeback and the potential and opportunity to come back. Because up to that point, Smart was kind of getting handed to him a little bit. It was kind of hard to watch.
Okay. And we got a big game next week between B-Guard and Honcho.
Yeah,
that's a game that everybody's that should be looking forward to. Something you could take away from after B-Guard, especially with B-Guard defeating Woody this morning. That's a big win for B-Guard moving forward. So we'll see how that pans out. But what do you expect out of the Honcho B-Guard matchup?
Well, for a lot of people that don't know, B-Guard loves the 49ers. And so Honcho's rocking with the 49ers. And whenever somebody's playing with your favorite squad, I know he talks about the Eagles, but back in the day, he was all about the Niners. So I expect for it to be a good matchup. I still expect for Honcho to win. I think Honcho's a better player. He's a little bit hotter right now. But I still think it's going to be a good game. So, I want to see what B-Guard brings to the table.
Okay. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff.
Are you going to call it, though? I mean, you asked my pick. Like,
no, I'm not going to be calling any games. I'm not a commentator. That's what.
No. I'm saying, who you calling to win the game? Like, what
I expect. I would expect B-Guard to win. He has the better team. He has the Bucks. So the Bucks that's a hard team to beat. You got Brady with all those abilities. You got Mike Evans in a game full of aggressive catches. That receiving core is crazy, and the defense is one of the best in the game as well. So I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
Okay, all right. Honcho, you heard it here first. Brian James picked the Bucks. I'm picking you, homie. So go out and do the thing.
Oh yeah. So yeah, like I said again, we're here with the Man Underground podcast. Your boy Brian James and Philly guy. We got a lot of things to discuss today. EA did a little broadcast, a little stream, give us some insight on tomorrow's patch. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about some of the other things they talked about in the mud with the mud stuff. One of the first things they brought up was the trophy pack fix. They're gonna do an attempt. They're gonna do an attempt to fix the situation. It will be attempted tomorrow morning. If successful, trophies will be awarded at the end of the week. They're still searching for coin pack resolutions at the time. That's what they announced on the broadcast, that they're still searching for coin pack resolutions. For those of you that have coin packs or was expecting coin packs, the resolution for that, they're still searching for that. But they're gonna do it. They're gonna attempt a fix for the trophy packs. And if it is successful, trophies will be awarded at the end of the week. So trophies and I guess the trophy packs will be awarded at the end of the week. So that's something that people can use to start help building their teams back up without having to spend cash, which I think was a huge disadvantage for everybody that played in the tournament. It was that you weren't able to get the coins that you earned. You weren't able to get the packs that you supposedly earned and things like that. So I think that handicapped a lot of players and forced them to come out the pocket. And the players that couldn't come out the pocket were just kind of stuck with what they had to work with.
Yeah.
So that's why I say you go regs with tournaments, don't got to worry about that.
No, I mean, you're right about that. For anybody that's interested in not spending money on it, I mean, not getting the rewards that you earned, from competing in MUT, I mean, what else are you supposed to do? Forget the pack strike. It's just more about, look, you gave me an objective, I met it, and then I didn't get the reward for it. And now you're gonna give it to me in like season 2, but the
Yeah.
tournament is already over with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I think people have a lot to be upset about. And I think, yeah, getting the trophies, I mean, that's a given, right? That's a contact. I know we've had a conversation about the user agreement and the contractual agreements and stuff like that. But I think you definitely need to do something for the community that missed out. Maybe you need to throw an impromptu or a surprise ladder tournament once everybody gets their trophies. You know what I'm saying? But you got to do something, because I would definitely feel some kind of way if I was competing in the ladders and I didn't get the rewards that I had earned and an opportunity to build my team up. I definitely would feel some kind of way about that.
Exactly. And I saw a lot of people tweeting that there should be some type of make it right
Mm-hmm.
incentive or objective for whatever's going on with that. But I definitely agree with that. Like they should do something to kind of make things right between the people, or for the people that participate in said events that didn't get the awards that they were actually expecting. So in that sense, the trophy pack fix, if they can fix it, if they can rectify the situation, great. But if they can't, oh yeah, you got to figure something out. You got to figure something out for the people.
Definitely got to figure something out for the people.
Let's see what else they talked about. Oh, what up, Snipes?
What's going on?
He jumped in here like Willy Wonka, just showing up, just waving his hand.
So we got, and as previously stated, the Madden NFL 23 title update number 3 will be dropping tomorrow morning, first thing in the morning. I think everybody's gonna be rushing to get those patch notes, gridiron notes on EA's website to see what's actually happening with it. Some of the things that they talked about addressing were the O-line, play, the contains, just changing the way contains work, I guess, to put it into the loop blitz. So they something that they were going to do with the contains that may change how the loop blitz impacts the game. But I want to see how the O-line play is going to work, because I don't know if anybody else noticed it. I told Philly the other day that the run game, it disappeared. Like there was no run game in the game. And then all of a sudden it came back. So I don't know what that was about. I think that was like a ghost patch that they probably put in and didn't tell nobody. But they may include whatever that was into these notes. But I think some of these patches, or some of the things that they're talking about, may have already been implemented into the game, because the game feels different at times. And am I the only one that feels like that?
No.
Look, I agree with you 100%. Like you said, we talked about the ability to run the football. I like to run the ball. You're very good at running the ball. And it was something that I didn't feel was available to us, early on in the franchise season. And so, this last week or so, I mean, had success running the football. Now, that's not going to help for season 1, but, I'm glad that they put it in there. I'm glad that it's there. And I'm excited to see, what other fixes that they have in the patch notes tomorrow morning.
Definitely. Also, another thing that they were talking about, they're going to actually have a patch for franchise mode. So we're gonna see what that does. If it's gonna require everybody to restart their league.
that right there. That's
or is it something that's gonna be retroactive that you can just is gonna go into the game using the cloud, the so-called cloud that hasn't been effective in any of the Maddens as of late. But yeah, I think that's something that needs to be. I think everybody's eager to see those notes in regards to franchise mode. They said one of the things they were going to address was the desyncs with the draft. So I saw them say they had, the guys alluded to that they did something to impact the draft, desyncing and things like that. I was telling a few people yesterday, talking on the phone with a few people yesterday about the game. And one of the things that we noticed was if you made an adjustment to your roster, you instantly had to go back out the game, back out the franchise, and then go back in for it to actually stay. So if you want to change your quarterback's throwing motion or any edits on the players, changing number jerseys and things like that, if you wanted it to save, you have to actually back out after you did it and then go back in for it to stay. So that's something that maybe you don't have to do. I know a lot of people reach the off season and we're bidding and getting kicked out while bidding and having to start that whole process over. And I know that would be a huge disadvantage during the offseason if you have to go through worried about getting kicked out in the middle of bidding on free agents.
Yeah,
you know, are actually going to pick a draft pick and then you get kicked out and then it skips over you. You know, so those are things that definitely have to get fixed. You know, I heard that you couldn't skip anybody because if you skipped anybody during the draft, it just took you out somewhere else into the draft. It took somebody would be on pick 3, somebody else would be on pick 7, and then when the draft was over, it'd start the draft over again. You know, so you know, hopefully they fix that situation so that nobody has to deal with that anymore. But I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to seeing what they actually gonna fix in the game. I know they talked about what else did they also he alluded to. I'm not gonna say talked about, they alluded to. I think that was it. I think that's all he said. The rest we're gonna have to wait for the patch notes.
Now I was you know, I just got done doing a game. That's why I was late. I do apologize for that. But question for you guys, because I had the actual stream on myself, but obviously I couldn't really listen to them. But I was kind of trying to look into the chat to see if anybody was discussing anything, but they really weren't.
You know, they were all there for MUT stuff. So
right, exactly, basically. Yeah. So yeah. But my question is my question is this though. With the you know, with the actual with this actual update, did they talk about how big the update is going to be? Because that's what a lot of people are trying to find out as well.
Well, there was rumors to be that it was like I heard somebody on the internet say it was possibly 38 gigs, 42 gigs.
Yeah, I heard 44. That's what I heard.
So I don't know. It's all rumors, hearsay. But they said it's going to be the biggest patch. Or the biggest update is I don't know if in Madden history or what, but it's supposed to be a game-changing update. So I think they definitely needed to get that out before next weekend for the tournaments. For tournament purposes, you know, you got the glitch with the coach playbook where the guy doesn't even turns your DB into a spy. I saw that firsthand because somebody ran that on me. But and Philly
name drop. Yeah,
I'm not name dropping. He's already had on Twitter anyway because he did it. He glitched his way to the up the ladders.
No shout outs, no free plugs. He knows.
He glitched his way out up the ladder in the MCS. So shout out to that guy for glitching his way to the top.
That guy.
Yeah, but yeah. So but he definitely was hot. But yeah, that glitch is one that I've seen firsthand. You can't run man coverage on it, and I know everybody is man coverage heavy this year in Madden. So if you ran man coverage, somebody was going to turn into a spy, and somebody was going to be wide open every time you ran it. So that's just something to think about. It's in the coach playbook. I'm not going to say what play it is because I don't want people just using it just to be using it or whatever. But we banned it in our franchise. That particular play, you can use the book, but you can't use the play in our league. Until we'll see what the updates hold. But what do you guys think about that? The glitch and stuff that you guys heard about and seen?
I've seen a little bit of it. Yeah, I've seen a little bit of it. I haven't seen a lot of it, but what I saw, I was like, wow, like it is, you know, it just kind of goes back, man, to like how much, you know, one of the primary things that and big shout out to Eric Rayweather. One thing that he says on a regular basis is he does not feel like Madden should come out every single year. He thinks that there should be gameplay changes, gameplay fixes, and just skip a year or two. And it's primarily because of things like this, because now you got to come up with this tremendous update. We could basically call this damn near Madden 24 coming out if it's that big of an update. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, just having glitches like this. I mean, it's a video game. That's the one thing we all got to understand. It is a video game, coding, this, that, the third. So look, coding can be broke. Something can always be broke. We see it all the time, especially in Madden. But again, it just comes down to the point where I truly feel in my heart now, man, that they just need to stop coming out with it every single year, man. Just fix the game that you have. You could continue to make money off of your MUT and everything else. Just fix the game that you have. Make that game perfect to the point where, because this game this year is probably one of the best gameplay, like as far as gameplay is concerned, probably one of the best in a long time. You know what I'm saying? And but there's little tweaks in this, that, and the third that you can do that can affect the game dramatically, and we've just seen it. You know what I mean? We're seeing it with all these, like you're talking about earlier, B. James. You're talking about ghost, ghost updates. Now all of a sudden, out of the blue, we're seeing a glitch in the Colts playbook. There's got to be some type of glitches. There's some type of ghost updates that they're doing and not saying nothing about.
Yeah, they're I think they're updating and not saying anything about it. But I think that was actually out before that particular play was out. It's been out for a while. Some people were running it, some people weren't. But it became a thing in the MCS ladders this past weekend where people were just like, you know what, this is ridiculous. I can't run my, everybody's running the spinners blitz, the loop blitz, and if you run that play kills that. It kills that. A lot of people were actually having issues with the RPOs, and they were calling it glitch. But I don't think a lot of MCS dudes don't understand the RPO concepts. And we when we did as we saw when we did the fast money tournament a few weeks back, when Assassin played MP, Assassin didn't know what he was looking at. When you look at when somebody's running a spread offense, a lot of guys don't know that. Especially like Madden dudes, they don't understand that concept. They couldn't even understand why certain things are open and why players the alignments aren't right and things like that. So that's just something with Madden players in general. Some guys get it, some guys don't. But a lot of things are different. I see Straight Beastin saying that they nerfed the defense. I think I'm not gonna say they nerfed the defense. I think that they dumbed down the reaction time, because you remember when the beta we started playing the beta, they were jumping everything. Yeah, the defense was jumping everything. You didn't even have to have like a star DB out there, but no abilities, and he was jumping everything during the beta. Even when the game first came out, it was kind of like that. Then all of a sudden, the reaction time was a little delayed, and even with some of your star defenders, like the reaction time is a little delayed. And I thought they should have kept it the way it was. When you start adjusting stuff, when you got a good mix and that pie is sweet tasting and it's good and it's right there the way you like it, and then somebody come in and say, let's add some salt. It's the equivalent of that. A lot of people are I think it's a lot of people in there adding salt to a good pie, and it's not even necessary. But hopefully this patch rectifies a lot of the issue the game's been having. And I'm not really tripping off of the gameplay. Mostly it's been just the functionality of the game, going through the menus, advancing through the franchise. We had an issue, me and Snipes, I called Snipes in the middle of the night, like, yo, I just advanced the league, and it got stuck. It was like stuck in between week 2 and week 3. He's like, yo, it's still saying it's advancing. So I said, I'm gonna turn my Xbox off. So I turned my PS5. I'll turn my PS5 off, and it took us back to week 2. So I was like, oh, and it had all the scores still there. So I was like, okay. So I was kind of scared to advance it. So I said, I'm gonna let it sit for a while to see if it just advances on its own, or if it won't skip a week. We advance it again and then skip 2 weeks or something, So, but luckily it worked out fine and things like that. But you can't have, at that particular time, you couldn't have anybody going through the menus when you're advancing the league, or else it was gonna do some weird stuff. So I just try to advance the league as late as possible, so nobody's going through there making roster adjustments or anything until they figure out what's wrong with franchise. But hopefully this patch will actually address it. I'm looking forward to the morning. I kind of can't wait to see what it is. Hopefully I'm not disappointed. Hopefully it doesn't add to the disappointment to the Madden community, and things like that. But what are you guys hoping that's in the patch? What are you guys hoping that the patch includes?
Well, I mean, there's definitely a lot to unpack. I for one am glad that you were able to confess about what happened in the PS5 league because I was asleep. So I'm glad you didn't call me to tell me about all hell breaking loose, and I'm glad that it worked out. But I know the impact of that. All the franchises we worked on. We hope that anytime they do a patch update, that we're allowed to advance the league or we're allowed to do the draft, and that's the main thing that I'm looking for. Is are we going to be able to complete a season without having to start over again? Because we were there last year when it was skipping around like you talked about, and I know we had so many different things happening.
Randomly fix itself, but
exactly.
But I think it's I see somebody asking why does the draft freeze? And in my opinion, I think it's a cloud storing issue where you have to think about it, you got 32 guys sharing a cloud server, right? And 32 guys are making different transactions. They're cutting players, signing players, doing all these different things. And like I told you, when you make a change, you actually have to back out the league for it to save. So if a guy backs out the league for it to save, and another guy is still in the league making adjustments, then it's the save point, the way like in a video game, the save point or the waypoint is here, and a guy may still be back on the old version of the waypoint. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? And then with that being said, it messes up. In my opinion, I just think it messes up somehow where it messes up the way it saves, and then somebody's either left behind in the old version of the league, and somebody's ahead of time in the new version of the league, and somehow it doesn't sync together, and it kind of throws it off. And the draft is definitely the worst portion of it because everything's in real time. So if you skip, or if somebody's not there and you skip them, and somebody has a slower connection than someone else, so they're going to be a little behind. They may still be in round one or round one, pick one.
Mm-hmm.
And when you skip, you may be on pick 2 or 3, and they're still in 1, and then it's not syncing together, and it crashes. And that's what happened last year. So, in my opinion, I just think that EA got to get that fixed. I don't see a lot of other games don't have these issues. Sports games, I know MLB is probably one of the most polished games I've played in that sense, where you can have multiple users participating in something and it just not crash on you. 2K is kind of okay, but Madden as of late has just been kind of fluky, man. And I know NCAA is coming out, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit, but like Snipes alluded to, maybe not making a new game every other year, where you can actually put the time and make sure everything works correctly.
Yeah. Those are the kind of things you got to realize, because again, you take a look at NCAA. They've obviously, it's been a long time since they've come out, because they had the issues with the licensing and everything else, yada yada yada. But at the end of the day, these guys, they have 3+ years into this game, so that game might come out and be just perfect. Possibly.
No, it could be everything you want in Madden.
Everything you want. I mean, they still talk to this day that NCAA 14 is the best football game ever created. You know what I'm saying? And I confirm, I could concur that. You know what I mean? I do agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I think that game was the best football game ever created. You know what I mean? To this day, people are still playing it. You know what I mean? They still, fired up and still play it. But, as far as like this update, for your question that you was asking, I think I agree with Philly. I'm just intrigued to see what's going to happen with the whole thing with the draft thing, because, as myself, as I do a whole bunch of leagues and everything else, I've been telling every one of my leagues that I commentate for that, when you guys are done with the Super Bowl, don't advance, just chill and wait. You know what I mean? I've told them wait until around this time or no later than October 17th. But they made the announcement today that it's going to happen tomorrow morning, which is great. So now everybody can look forward to seeing that. Now, the only thing, again, is just the whole thing with being able to do the drafts and everything else. I got one league right now in particular that these guys got done with their stuff. They had to go in, and everybody had to go and get everything ready, basically, for the draft to get simmed. Everybody hates doing a sim draft. They hate it. but that was their workaround. Everybody was doing a sim draft to get to their second season.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's literally what you had to do, because if you skipped anybody,
yes,
if one person missed the draft,
yes,
it ruined it for the whole league.
It ruined it for the whole. Yep.
So you had to literally
So
had
if you
to
had
sim
yep,
the
if you had
draft.
31 people that was going to be in the draft and that 32nd wasn't going to be there, it's done.
It's done.
It's done.
So that's basically like that was the issue with the franchise mode right now, is that like if once you get to the season, I would say even once you get past the Super Bowl, that re-signing period, it becomes difficult, because the desync issues, you'll put a bid on a player, then the desync kick you out, and your bid disappears. Somebody else is able to bid on that player, and if they advance, you don't get the player.
You ain't get the player, and it looked like you didn't have a bid.
You looked like you didn't have a bid at all. So that's certain issues that a lot of guys were having, a lot of franchise guys were having with the league stuff. And I like I said, I recommend everybody if you had a league and you were going, I know a lot of leagues are starting over. And it's no guarantee that you won't have to start over with this patch.
Right.
You know, so it's like we might see tomorrow, like, oh, we've rectified everything, but you're gonna have to start over for it to take place in your league. So you know what I mean? Because they're known to do that. Like we've corrected it, and it's like, bro, like we halfway there. You know what I mean? We halfway to the draft, or we halfway through a season. Are we done with a season? We just waiting for this patch to get to the next season. And now you telling us that this patch ain't gonna even fix what we were having the issue with. So I just think that they put a lot of investment into the cloud storage thing, and for them, let me see. Yeah, for them not to be pushing for updates to be retroactive with the implementation of the cloud storage, it kind of takes away from the luster of the game, you know.
Yeah, well, you guys kind of mentioned 2 points, and I know we'll get into the NCAA side of things, but we really have to point out the fact that the majority of the team that was working on Madden is working on NCAA. So a lot of these issues that we've been talking about have been happening in the past couple of years. And so you can only imagine that if you have a bunch of people that didn't code it in the first place, they're not as familiar with it, that we're going to have a lot of bugs and glitches. So we know that when the NCAA comes out, that the coders and everybody else that's part of the team that's been working on NCAA, we know that's what they've been doing for the last couple of years. And everything we've been talking about has been happening in Madden the last couple of years. So hopefully, there's an opportunity to have a lot more communication. Hopefully, that team will be able to come back, when NCAA does come out, and there'll be a lot more consistency. Maybe they'll have a little bit more time to take a look at it as a team and be able to come up with the necessary patches. But, we can't overlook the fact that the majority of people that were working on Madden have been gone for the past 2.5 years working on NCAA. We can't ignore that.
You can tell that somebody's not working, somebody who's been there, because of the checklist, the boxes that you must, the mandatory checklist that you go through when you're trying to get everything ready for a game. The other games in previous years may not have been the best games, but the functionality of the game, you could count on the advances to work. You could count on the drafts to work. You can count on certain things to work. It may not have been the best gameplay, but the functionality of the game worked. Now, this fast forward to the last 3 years, this year, the year before, and the last year, the functionality hasn't worked. I would say since we moved to next gen, you know what I mean? Everything with next gen it's been and I know we had the pandemic and all those other things too, but if it's not ready, don't launch it. That's just how I feel. If it's not ready, don't launch it. And I felt like this game in every mode wasn't ready yet. Like you talk even from MUT, you got your rankings dropping. You're not getting your packs. You're not getting your coins. You're not getting your cards. You're not getting anything. So it's like you're forced to spend even more money because you want to compete in the MCS tournaments. You want to do all these different things, but it's like you can't do it by just playing the game. You have to spend more money. So it's like and that's not fair to the consumer. It benefits the EA, it benefits the people, the business, the suits at EA's office, but at the end of the day, the consumer is struggling. Nobody, and it's harder to take Madden as an esport seriously when you see certain things like that. When you hear these type of things, it's like you know, if I'm a company and I'm listening to the way the players are being treated and the things that I wouldn't want to get behind certain things. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But I will say this though. I am really, really enjoying the Level Next GG tournament, the college tournament, the national tournament that they're having for the college kids. All the kids at different universities competing and things like that. We got Don't Care About Ice in there locking in. He was on there whipping on somebody earlier. I expect him to win the whole thing. I know Noah's in it too, so they probably end up in the finals if they're not on the same side of the brackets. But that tournament is a regs tournament. It's not too many abilities flying around where dudes are just paid this much money and they just out there playing with this, that, and the third. So I give Level Next GG mad props because they put together a tough tournament. At the commentary by Scott Cole, great user. I seen RG on there. They had some chick on there. I didn't think needed to be on there. She was kind of, you know what I mean, but
look. You know what? And for people that didn't watch it, you have to be a little bit more specific because
they were like, "What do you?" They was like, "Such and such." What do you? I don't know her name. I may if I don't know it, I'm not. I don't mean it, but no disrespect. I can't remember your name. I may go back and just look. But they were like, "What do you think?" And she was like, "It's third down, and it looks like he's gonna need a score right here."
No. That is not what happened. It was third down. She said, I don't think he needs to run the ball. I think he needs to score to be safe here. That's what she said.
Okay. Yeah. So
that's what she said.
And I can't remember her name, but I've seen her name as qualifying on the ladders. And with that type of judgment, I don't know. But I want to know who's playing for her. Diggs, what's up? But
oh my god,
First Pride, what's up? But no, I'm just playing. But no, she qualifying, she tough on the game. You know, she may not just be able to convey what she does on the field, but that might be it. But yeah, but other than that, well ran tournament, top notch, top of the line. EA got behind it. I see it, and it's great. I see Scott Cole doing commentary over there. Like I said, RG, great user, good commentary. It was just that one particular thing stood out when we were watching it. We were like, yeah, you know. so
definitely a flag on the
play. There's a lot of people that really do commentary that you could have reached out to, but yeah. So moving along, we're gonna talk about the NCAA or the EA Madden College Football 23. EA College Football 23. What are the expectations for it? We know they've been working on it for 3 years. Yeah. That's actually gonna be the first game that's launched. You know, roll out for the underground sports gaming. When the game dropped, that will be the first underground sports gaming title that we'll be getting behind and pushing, you know, when it drops. We'll be having leagues. We'll have our, you know, a dynasty set up for everybody to participate in and things like that and compete. We may host some tournaments with that, but we'll be doing a lot of things with the underground sports gaming with NCAA. That'll be one of the titles that we'll be doing a lot of things with, especially on Saturdays and Thursday nights. It's gonna be big. So we're gonna be doing a lot of things with that, given the fact that it's college football. A lot of people, college football is everywhere. You know, every state has a team they get behind and things like that. And we want to get behind it and push that too, and expand the competition level. Not just doing Madden. So when underground sports gaming, that'll be the first rollout that we do with is the NCAA rollout. So I want to talk about the expectations for that because that's gonna be a big deal. So what are your expectations, really?
Well, look, you already talked about it, right? You already talked about the comparisons that are going to be taking place. So we know that's what's going to happen. They've been working on it for 3 years. So we know everybody's going to be comparing it to the previous version of NCAA that everybody's rocking with right now. So we know that's the first thing. And I think, to be fair, I think people need to temper their expectations. And the reason why I say that is not because you shouldn't have those expectations, but we've seen this a lot whenever we start comparing previous versions of the game that we enjoyed, and then we start trying to get very nostalgic and live in the past, and that's the gold standard that we feel like everything else needs to go by. We haven't seen the game yet, so we don't know all of the things that they're trying to implement. We don't know all of the features that they have, that they're going to have, that haven't been in previous versions of the game. We don't know that. So I think it's fair, to at least let the game come out, you know what I'm saying, play it, because we know everybody's looking forward to it. And then once you get a chance to sink your teeth into it a little bit, you know what I'm saying, then focus on the things that you definitely want to have, because I don't think it can live up to the pressure and the expectations that are already out there from previous NCAAs and for working on it for 3 years.
I really don't feel like there should be a whole lot of pressure, on NCAA. I don't think there should be a whole lot of pressure. It's been a long time since the game has been out, and understandably so. Obviously, the last one that came out, arguably the best football game of all time. People kind of building up to that type of expectation. Me personally, I'm not building to that type of expectation at all, because it's been so long that the game has actually dropped. The biggest thing for me, I think, is I want to look and see what they're going to do with certain areas of the game. I'm looking to see, first off, if they're actually, going to implement the new playoff in it, even though it's not happening for a few years in real life. I'm interested to see if they're going to do that. And then the biggest thing for me as well, too, is, will they be the first? Because there's rumors out there about it, and I don't know if it's really true or not, but there's rumors out there about it where this might be the first actual sport title that won't come out every year. They may just update it. You know what I mean? They may just update it. There's rumors out there for it. I don't know how true that's going to be.
I think they could. I think honestly, what you're saying right now is they've already proven that they can do that with
indeed
14. You know what I mean? Like, no, everybody's still playing 14 like it came out yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
And then if you play on PC, every year when Madden comes out, just change it into NCAA. So with the mods, so like I think you're absolutely right with that. If they don't, I think they know they don't have to. All they have to do is drop updates for it. They don't have to come out with a new game every year. Yeah. Just if they come out with a new game every 4 years, when that every 4 classes that graduate, you know what I mean? When those freshmen from that game leave, you come out with a new game.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be a great idea. Hopefully they're listening to this, because that would be a fantastic idea. And if you keep updating your game as far as gameplay and everything else the proper way, to the point where you get it perfected, then maybe you can actually take that same formula that you've done to make this game perfect and bring it towards Madden to kind of do the same thing there. But again, we understand, we know the pockets are lined. We understand what their primary objective is, to line those pockets. That's what they're trying to do. So we get that. But at the end of the day, man, like, as far as with these expectations for college football, there's, for me, there's not a tremendous amount, because I'm just looking forward to seeing college football back in the arena and getting, and everybody getting acclimated. And furthermore, I really want to see how many schools, because obviously when we dealt with 14, now with how technology is and everything with these new consoles and everything, how many more schools can you put on this game? I am so curious about that, and how the dynasties will work as far as how many people could. I mean, imagine
cross-play too? Imagine
cross-play. Can you imagine?
Madden would be obsolete, bro. Madden would. I honestly, I think it's like people gonna play Madden because it's Madden, is NFL,
of course.
But I mean, like, college gonna have a year-round run, bro. Like, it's gonna be something. It's gonna have a run. It's gonna go on a run, bro. Because I know the people that's playing the NCAA 14 right now. They're in like year what?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're like season 3,000 or something right now.
Yeah, they're not playing, man. Every year. Yeah.
They're still going. Like they still going. Powder, for instance, he got a whole community of NCAA, like for the NCAA 14, and they have all these schools taken. It's a dynasty of full. The Facebook group has over 300 people.
How many schools are in NCAA 14?
Over 100.
There's over 100 schools in NCAA 14.
Yeah, I think it's over 70, over 60 or 70 or something like that.
Okay, so let's just say,
and they're talking about bringing in the HBCUs. And then on top of that, the players are gonna have their names. Like there's the majority of the players are gonna have their name because of the NIL deals that they've agreed to with the schools and the players. So players are gonna get a little bit of money, and they're gonna have their name on the game. And things like that. So that it's gonna be a big deal. And then when you talk about the mud aspect of it, they're gonna have mud on there. Yep. So when you talk about the mud aspect of it, it's so much more. Like think about all the players that were great college players, but were not so great NFL players. You'd be able to use them in mud. Peter Warwick, Vince Young, Jamarcus Russell. You know what I mean? So I'm like you might be. You might be able to get a put together a crazy MUT team, with the players that were great in college but didn't really pan out to be such great NFL players because it's based on their college performances, Yeah. So
that's gonna be tough though, because I mean, they had 126 teams. I looked it up, right? Okay. But then you're talking about adding the MUT element. So does that mean there's gonna be superstar and X factor abilities as well? Because I mean.
That I pray about, they don't do.
But see, you're talking about lining pockets. I mean, look, I'm not with you on Madden coming out every 3 years because they got to make their money, man. It can't just be a roster update. They can't do a roster update.
No. But I'm not saying that. In that regard, Philly, what I'm talking about is if they do an update, okay, boom, yo, do a $40, $50 update on the game that you currently have. What's wrong with that?
Because I'm losing money. You're supposed to be paying twice that much for a new version of Madden that addresses every problem that you complained about in the year before, but it really doesn't, because now you got to wait until October for some patch notes to drop. You got to clear 45 gigabytes on your storage to make sure that you can play the damn game, so you get the draft pick that you want. I'm just saying.
Hey, they might as well drop the game in October at this point because
for real.
Like if the real game doesn't come out until October, why not just drop the game in October?
I'm okay with that. I'm really okay with that.
If the real game comes out in October, drop the game in October. What week are we in the NFL anyway? What is it? Week 5, 6?
Week 5, I think now.
Week 5? Week 6.
Week 6.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with waiting until week 6 till the game come out. We already got the final rosters, you know what I'm saying, and all that other stuff. You could have the beta out for preseason. You know what I'm saying? Like let the game come out, the beta come out in preseason. Let us get acclimated.
You call it Madden preseason. How about that?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just the beta version of the game, and that way people
get
know.
All the kicks out.
All the franchise heads, they not rushing to jump in there because that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? The franchise guys, they rush. You got the guys like, we're not waiting till we'll start all over. But. That solves that problem. They know, like, okay, it's a beta. Don't get too carried away. And then the real game comes out in October. Got no problem with that.
See, you guys are making it hard. Okay, let's be real. Let's keep it simple. Okay, we just got finished talking about NCAA 14.
Hey, they said
126. Hey, what's up?
Smart said it. He said the new patch is probably going to break the game even more.
And he's probably right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, look, the NCAA 14 was so good, and it had 126 teams. Right? Mm-hmm. If it was so good, what they should have done was they should have taken that, gotten rid of most of those teams, so you only had 32 left, done a roster update, and you call it Madden. Like, it's really easy. It's really easy. And then every year, Snipes, depending on the gameplay, you adjust the sliders a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You adjust the sliders a little bit, maybe pick up the game speed a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Put your MUT cards in there, That's the smart way to go about doing it, because if it ain't broke, don't fix. And if NCAA 14 is supposed to be the greatest football game of all time, why the hell aren't you using that as the blueprint for every single game?
Listen, because the people that are working on it, think about this. People that are working on it, NCAA 2000, that's 10 years ago, right? If you were born in 1990, how old are you now? If you're, let's say if you're born in 1997, let's say 97. How old are you now?
No, I know you're 32 years old. I know that. If you're born in 90, I know you're 32.
Okay, 97. Let's say 97. You're in your 20s, right? So my thing is, if you're in your 20s now,
25.
10 years ago, you was 15.
Okay.
That's food for thought. Most of the kids didn't even play that game. They didn't even play that game. People that's working on the game now didn't even play that game. Probably that's when it came out. That's the point I'm trying to make. That's the point I am trying to make. And the guys, the people that are working on Madden are getting younger and younger and younger and younger and younger and younger. They got rid of the what was the other guy that was Rex?
Yeah,
Rex. Clint was there when Rex was there.
Yeah.
They were there at the same time. There were certain issues that just didn't come about. You may have had gameplay issues where the line should be blocking. We want coaching carousel. And that stuff I don't give a damn about. You know what I'm saying? For Madden. And, we should have a coaching carousel. That's for like them super sim nerd dudes. And if that's what you are, that's cool, because I used to be one of those guys too. But I stepped into reality. And I knew that it's a video game. And ultimately, you're not going to get everything, because every business has a bottom line. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is that with that being said, that these guys, the guys that were doing this, guys like Rex was what, 20 years in the game, working on video games, not just Madden video games period.
Video games period, yeah.
Video games period. And then you have a guy, the guy that's in charge of everything that took his spot is a former NFL player whose background was blocking guys, not really 20 years of experience working on video games. So that it's gonna take a step back before it takes a step forward. So that's just my opinion on it. I'm not saying that they're not capable, but what I'm saying is that you can tell the difference in the experience, because the product changed when these guys left. Rex left, the product changed. I'm not even talking about the gameplay. I'm talking about just the functionality of the menus, just navigating through the menus and things like that. It's a change in product, But I think NCAA, if they, like you said, if they worked on it for 3 years, it should be a great game. It should be a great game. If they just stick to the script of whatever they have for 14 and just make it next gen, just all you got to do. Stick to the script and just make it next gen.
See, so you're saying the exact same thing that I'm saying. That instead of releasing a new album every year, you just throw some remixes out there. That's all. You just throw some remixes out there.
Yeah,
it's the same team, bro. Like everything you said. Yeah, you got younger cast, new cast, whatever. But the Madden team from 3-4 years ago, whatever, they're all working on NCAA. So
it definitely it definitely would play different on these new consoles. But this, like I said, I'm not really worried. I don't even think the game, like if you played NCAA, the gameplay, in all honesty, the gameplay is not the best. The players are a little stiffer, a little boxier. They aren't all elusive, and it wasn't better than Madden. It always felt like the last, like Madden 20, like if say for instance Madden 22 comes out, Madden 23 comes out, it felt like NCAA would feel like Madden 21. That's how it did back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day it was like
back in the day. It felt like the old version of Madden with the college teams on it. Like everything was still, you kind of knew how to play because you played Madden, but it had more plays, more teams, had bands, stadiums felt better. They had the M factors already in the game, where the momentum and all that stuff. Those are things that they try to add to Madden, and it didn't go. It's not going well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think with NCAA, I think it'll be okay. Long term. It's college, like they're saying in the chat, it's college football. People love college football just because their teams on it. Their teams, they know the players. They're gonna have fun.
Like I said, I think that, the biggest thing for me, man, I just really want to see what they're going to do with these schools, man. Like, I would love to see, 150 to 200 schools. I would love to see it. And I want to see what happens as far as dynasty is concerned. You know what I mean? Can you really have, let's just say 100, let's put 150 out there, put the number 150 schools, right? Can we really have 150 people in a dynasty league? Like, crazy. Like, it'd be, and then it'll be crossplay. I mean, that'd be the ultimate. Can you imagine if they came out crossplay and then Madden didn't?
Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. The way you guys are talking about it, like, look, NCAA is supposed to be the answer to everybody's problems.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be that game that comes out. So I don't know, BJ. I'm saying that I don't think that people should place those types of expectations on it. Just kind of wait and see, because how are you going to feel if it isn't crossplay? How are you going to feel if they're not able to add, all the HBCUs and some of the other schools and stuff like that are in there? I mean, you're still going to play it. You know what I'm saying? And now you're going to have to decide, you still going to play this, or you're going to try to get on the wait list to jump in the NCAA 14 leagues. I mean, you really only got two options at this point. So I'm just saying.
I think they
temper the expectations.
I'm looking forward to NCAA. I know a lot of people are. I know it's a NCAA. I think had a bigger fan base than. I'm not gonna say a bigger fan base than Madden, but had a more loyal. Fan
was
base.
Out there.
Yeah, it had they have a more loyal fan base, and I think those guys that are still playing 14, if the game is right, they may go get a new console.
I'll tell you what. If you ask me, the tournament that you got that's going on right now with the guys that you gave a big up to, I think they're getting ready for an NCAA type thing. I think they're getting ready for it.
Well, some of those schools, I don't think some of those schools had like
football teams.
Football teams like Humboldt State. Not Humboldt State, but
No, I'm not saying they necessarily got football.
Cal State, Dominguez Hills.
I'm not talking about them having football teams. What I'm talking about is just NCAA in general, like having like tournaments like this with some college.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, bro.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Ready for it.
And if they had if they had if you had to play with your school, like represent like certain players could do that. Yeah, like if they did that, they had an NCAA tournament and they had Noah representing West Virginia, and he had to play with West Virginia.
Man,
I don't think he would.
You don't think he would have took the scholarship? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think he would have took that scholarship. I think he would have held out a little longer.
For that Alabama and that Georgia scholarship.
For the Alabama and that Georgia scholarship.
Hey, Tony said in the chat, he said Jackson State got to be there. Jackson State going to be number one.
Hey, Jackson State, Deion gonna have them. Deion gonna have everybody want Jackson State, man.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. Shout out to Tony Badass. Thanks for joining thanks for the follow. Thanks to DSP. Thanks for the follow. Straight Beastin', thanks for the follow. Unknown user, thanks for the follow. Button Smashing 86, thanks for the follow. And everybody else, thanks for the follow. So many names. Thanks for the follow, everybody that's followed. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it, and I can't wait. I'm definitely gonna be running with USC though.
Oh, here we go.
Like with that USC. Who you gonna play with, Philly guy?
What do you mean?
Ohio State. State.
You already know. You already know that's my squad.
Who you playing with, Snipes?
Yo, you know what? I've always played with two teams in NCAA. They ain't my favorite teams and nothing like that, but I've always played with either Texas or Nebraska. I played with all
Nebraska. Yeah, that's I used to play with Nebraska too.
Yeah.
When they had Lawrence Phillips.
Yep.
Yeah, Lawrence Phillips that year. What was that? Carmichael gonna make me quit, but because those mud cards, those most feared cards came out. So those 610, those 611 cards are coming out now, and with aggressive catching, if they gotta patch something.
You don't think the ad catch go get patched?
You can't like think about it. Too Tall Jones came out the end of the year last year. He's what 6'9", 6'10", right? Too Tall Jones out here aggressive catching.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
What's wrong with
Like
that?
everything's wrong with that.
Come on, man. Look, how many times have we been talking about rocket catching?
No.
Having an aggressive catch and spectacular catch in the game.
The thing EA is failing to realize is that you aren't putting any tall defenders out. You're putting all these tall receivers out. And you aren't putting any tall defenders to guard these tall receivers.
Yeah, not yet. But I mean, Tutel played both sides of the ball last year. He played both sides of the ball last year. Not yet. It's coming.
Not yet.
It's coming. Save your pennies. Save your pennies. Ask Santa Claus for some money. You know what's coming.
This is ridiculous, man. This is ridiculous.
You know what's coming.
This is everybody that's still in the Mutt game. I commend you because at this point, you guys are being pimped. It's no other way to look at it. Like you are. They don't even give you coins for doing your missions and your all the stuff that what was that the weekly goals and things that and they give you those updates where you rank up. You're not even getting anything for that anymore. They like, come on, man.
You're talking about you're supposed to be getting. They talked about that.
They're gonna give it. They're gonna give it to you later
soon.
No, this is what I quote: trophy packs fix will be attempted tomorrow. They didn't say it was gonna work. Tomorrow's an experiment. Like tomorrow is an experiment for them. So, and they said if it's successful, trophies will be awarded at the end of the week.
Yes.
Coin packs searching. They still searching for resolutions for the coin packs. So this is all experiment. You know what I mean? So like we'll see if it works. They just throwing stuff up against the wall, seeing what sticks. So at this point, but like I said, if you still grinding Mutt and you out there grinding, you got that dream of this is. I just feel bad for the guys that really be believing that they're gonna get there, and they put they all into this, and then they next week comes and they don't for the third or fourth time, they don't make it out of eliminations. They don't make it to that because only 8 can go. It's only 8 going.
You gotta have hope, man. You gotta believe in yourself.
It's only 8 going. It's only 8 going. And if they just put out some mammoth of cards today. Yeah, so I'm like it's only 8 going. And that I don't like the odds on that. Like the odds are very slim to be putting all that money into something. And the rewards, and they're not even giving you the rewards, not rewards that you want to get, the rewards you're supposed to get, you're not even getting.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I don't know, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is the definition of insanity. So
it is. But them 6'10" players, they wasn't out there, so they don't have anything to do with the pack rewards. They knew, get your bread up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Get these players, add catch. You know what I'm saying? And then we just gotta wait. What happened last year? Derrick Henry came out at quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like
and don't get me wrong, I had him at quarterback, but I thought that was the stupidest thing ever. You know what I mean? Like I thought it was dumb. Like what are we doing here? Like what is this? This is Madden Ultimate Team has become, and this is the mode that they're pushing as the competitive mode. They might as well call this mess Fortnite. You know what I'm saying? Star Wars, Battle of the Forces. You know what I'm saying? Because it's nothing but you know what I'm saying? Like
you mean Battle of the Planets? Is that what?
No, Battle of the Bots or whatever. Call it something because it's not football. Like this isn't football. Ultimate Team isn't football. And shout out to the guys that are competing on a high level and winning. I like Noah. I nothing but respect for him. Henry, nothing but respect for him. But at the end of the day, there are limited supply of spaces, and there are guys committing lots and lots of money to this. Some guys putting money that they don't have into competing in this stuff. And it's like, okay, you made it, you qualified, but do you get paid for qualifying? No, there's no constellation prize for qualifying. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
If you don't,
taking all the fun out of everything, man. I'm taking all the fun out of everything.
I'm just being a realist, bro. Like at the end of the day, like I'm not saying don't do it. It's your money. Do what the hell you want to do. But if you're gonna do it, and they say, okay, we're only gonna pay the top 8 guys from PS5, top 8 guys from Xbox, right?
Yeah.
And it's 260 or 230 guys going in. Come on, man. You already know who's gonna be there.
Look, man, you gotta have hope.
You already know who's gonna be there. We already know. We already know. It's Henry's gonna be there. Noah's gonna be there. right?
Yep.
Drini's gonna find himself in the fold. So that's 3 spots already taken. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you know those guys are gonna be there,
you got 5 open slots. I'm just saying.
5. Okay.
Hey,
Good luck to everybody participating. I'm not
there you
participating.
go. There you
I'm
go.
not participating.
There you go.
I'm not
There you
doing it this year. Those days, my days of just giving out free money and it ain't it. Yeah, I'll do that in a franchise league or something like that, or in a small tournament where I actually got a chance at competing. But yeah, that's crazy. But with that being said, we got another game of the week on Monday. Like I said, it's Honcho versus B-Guard.
Man,
it's gonna be a big deal. I recommend everybody tunes in. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. I promise you, it will be crazy. So you don't want to miss it. I'm trying to think. Philly already said that he has Honcho.
Yeah, I picked Honcho. I did. You picked B-Guard. You picked B-Guard, but I'm rolling with Honcho. He got the better record. You know what I'm saying? He been putting it down, stepping up to the plate.
Okay.
I got you know what? You know what, man? I'm gonna give my guy B-Guard a shot here, man. I'm taking B-Guard in the game, man. I'm taking B-Guard.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to checking out B-Guard. B-Guard need to get a dub in this one.
B-Guard beat Woody this morning, so
I'm gonna speak positivity into existence here. So here we go. B-Guard, you got it, bro.
Okay. With that being said, there you have it. B-Guard, 2 for B-Guard, 1 for Woody. I'm not Woody, Honcho. And I seen Snipes almost take down Jelly today. Nobody's talking about that. Snipes was low-key giving him work early in the game.
I just can't close it, man. That's why I can't close it.
Nah, you was giving him work today. I was going through. I said, "Oh, Snipes, let me see." And then I'm like, "Oh, he giving Jelly that." He was up 14-6 on 7 or 13-6 or something like that on Jelly.
Running that coach playbook. Yes, he did. Running that coach playbook.
Running that coach
playbook. Nah, never that, bro. I don't run Colts, bro. I run this. I took big shout out to Phoenix, man. I took his advice, man. I've been using the spread. I've been using the spread ever since.
Yeah, that's what all us bums are in right now. If all else fails, go to spread. You know, Dimes was one of the guys that made it famous. MP was a guy that I think the originator of it. And you know, we'll see what happens, man. But this year is gonna be crazy. We'll be back on Monday with the game of the week, and we hope everybody that's tuned in right now will return on Monday to come check it out, man. It's gonna be a great game.
Yes,
a lot of. It's just gonna be a tough game. It's gonna be one of them games that you don't want to miss. So make sure you lock in and come check us out. Also, if you guys are interested in joining the league and participating in some of our leagues, you can. All the leagues are at capacity right now, but you can go to maddenunderground.com and visit, and then go to the league section right here. Click on Xbox or PS5 Pro. Click on there. Scroll down to the bottom. Fill out that form, and it'll put you on the wait list. So if that's something that you're actually interested in doing, feel free to join and get right, and get right. So I recommend everybody, if you're interested, like I said, just go here, Xbox, PS5 Pro, or whichever one you want to play in. Mm-hmm. Scroll down, fill out that form, and get your name on the wait list, man. So
now I got a question. Because you didn't say anything, but is Madden Underground going to have an NCAA league?
I just told you, Underground Sports Gaming is going to launch NCAA.
Yes.
So where do we go for that? To sign up for that?
Oh, that'll be you'll get all the information on that when the game is closer to the release of the game.
Okay. There we go.
And with that being said, we'll see you guys on Monday. And hit that like, follow button if you haven't already followed. To those that did already, we appreciate your viewership. And we hope to see you next week or Monday. So see you then. Peace out.